Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit about my personal language learning plans for the future. If you're new to the channel, my name is Santi. I'm a language teacher, a polyglot, and I do research on language learning methodologies. So as you guys may already know, I speak 8 different languages fluently and I want to keep improving them. So today I'll be talking about how I want to improve those languages, how I'm going to do to learn more languages, and along the way I want to share with you guys some of my thoughts on what being a polyglot really means, and of course I will share some piece of advice with you guys. Okay guys, so let's get started with the languages I already speak fluently. So I speak Spanish, of course, that's my mother tongue, but I'm sure I can keep on improving it, especially by reading more, so I can grow a larger vocabulary. But yeah, that's just my mother tongue. Now, English. I know my English is not perfect, I sort of have an accent or whatever, but as many of you guys know, I do research in English. I'm currently writing my PhD thesis in English too. So yeah, I think I already have around a C2 level. And I think the way for me to keep improving my English will be just reading and writing, and acquiring more vocabulary and maybe improving my accent too. But yeah, it's a language I'm very comfortable speaking in. So yeah, I have no problem speaking English. Next language, French. I speak French at a C1 level. I feel very comfortable using French, but the problem is that I don't really need to use it. And that's why right now it's a bit rusty. But that's not a problem. Whenever I want, I can brush it up and start using it again. And I think that in order to keep improving my French, I just should read more so I can acquire more vocabulary. And of course, I should use it more often, right? Because I don't really need it right now. But yeah, I'm very happy with my French. Now, the next 4 languages are Italian, Neapolitan, Catalan, and Portuguese. Now I have all these languages at a B2 level, maybe Neapolitan B1 level. I can pretty much do anything I want in these languages. I can read scientific articles, I can talk to people, I can do pretty much everything I want. And because they are so easy, because they are so similar to Spanish, I can pretty much understand everything. So maybe my speaking is at a B2 level, whatever, but my listening, it's almost native-like. I understand pretty much everything. So yeah, if I wanted to improve these languages, I would just need to use them more often and grow my vocabulary so I could reach those very high proficiency levels, right? Like C1 or C2. But yeah, the main problem with these languages is that I don't really need them either, so I don't really use them. Right now they are also a bit rusty too, but as I'm telling you guys, it's not a problem. If I want to, I will brush them up. Now, if you guys follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you know that I'm currently studying 2 languages. I'm really focusing on Tagalog and Chinese. Let's first talk about 中文. So I want to become very, very fluent in Chinese. Right now I'm studying for the HSK 6 exam. The HSK 6 exam is pretty much the equivalent of a C1 level. Now to prepare for it, I'm doing 2 things. Learning as much vocabulary as possible and trying to improve my listening. Actually, I've neglected my listening for a while now, and even though I know almost all the words I hear, I have trouble recognizing these words when someone speaks very fast. And for these, I blame all Chinese videos having subtitles. I always end up reading and never practicing listening. There is still a lot to learn, but I'm enjoying the process. Now, Tagalog. Tagalog, it's a beautiful language, but it's super complicated. So, okay, actually it's not that difficult, but Tagalog is for sure a very different language. But recently I've been making a lot of progress. These days, apart from studying vocabulary and talking to people, I'm also watching a lot of telenovelas, which is helping me to improve my listening and my grammar. For this language, my goal is to reach a solid B2 level. This will be enough for me to communicate with ease and enjoy all this great Filipino content. Now, these are languages that I already speak fluently. However, I want to learn more. Now, there are a lot of languages I like and I would like to learn, but only 4 of those are languages I'm sure I'm gonna learn. Those languages are Russian, Arabic, Hindi, and Cantonese. Now, if you guys have watched my Omegle videos, you know that I speak a little bit of all of these languages, but even though I know how to say some things, I don't consider myself fluent in them. However, I like to, because besides the fact that I love all these languages, I'm actually being strategic here. Learning well Russian will help me later explore other Slavic languages, as well as non-related languages from ex-Soviet countries like Armenian or Georgian. Arabic will help me explore other African languages, Hindi will help me with other Indian languages, and Cantonese, I just like Cantonese. Also, it's quite easy for me because I know Chinese. Now the question is, Santi, how are you gonna do it? Well, let me tell you, I have a plan. A plan and a strategy I'm gonna share with you right now. So my plan is very simple. Whenever I don't have much time for studying languages, I will dabble in languages. I will just study very casually. And whenever I happen to have more time, I will go hardcore mode. This may seem a little bit weird, but let me explain. So let's say, for example, that you want to learn Chinese and you want to study it hard and make fast progress, but you are starting at 0. This means that you are not used to the grammar, the pronunciation, the characters. Basically, everything is alien to you, and this feels overwhelming. However, if you do like me, if you little by little and over time build that foundation I'm talking about, by the time you decide to study hardcore mode and invest all of your time and effort, you are not going to be starting at 0, and that helps a lot. So as you may have noticed, this strategy is perfect for people who don't have much time or for people who happen to study a lot of languages, like me, because you can slowly and without much effort work on that foundation for as long as you want to. Months, years, it's up to you. In my case, for example, I've been working for a long time already on a foundation in Arabic, Russian, and the rest. So once I stop working on Chinese and Tagalog, I can move on to studying those now less intimidating languages. And as you can see, this is a very strategic, long-term approach to language learning. You also can tell that it's very vague. And that is because I think that it's better to have flexible, realistic goals than splendid, unrealistic goals. I know you guys watch a lot of YouTube influencers who claim to learn languages in 1 hour, 1 day or whatever, and you compare yourself to them. And it seems like many people want to emulate those influencers, right? They want to learn all languages in no time. Guys, that's unrealistic. Trying to learn many languages fast is only going to frustrate you, but making long-term flexible goals, well, that's realistic and way less stressful. Listen to Uncle Santi and think long-term. Alright guys, so 3 things I want you to take away from this video. First thing, guys, I don't study all my languages every single day. That would be impossible. Our time and energy are limited resources, and we have to be strategic in the way we make use of them. Second thing I want you to take away. Don't try to imitate influencers. You don't need to study all languages nor learn them at the speed of light. So don't try to rush things. Which brings me to point number 3. Think long term. That's really important. As you guys have seen this video, that's the way I go about things, and that's the way I think I've been so successful in language learning. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and write something in the comment section. Since this is still a small channel, guys, I read all of your comments. I promise, guys. So take advantage of that and leave a comment. And a big thanks to my patrons for their support. Join the community now and get access to learning resources and my personal guidance.